Hey everyone, Marco here from Feel Like an Athlete. I hope everyone is well from wherever you're watching this video from. Today I want to keep it kind of short, but I wanted to talk about your diet and how to self-evaluate your own diet and go through kind of a list of things that you can look at making some changes. You know, depending on what, there's a few people that I speak to on a day-to-day basis who, you know, are generally doing most of the things right, or think that they're doing most of the things right. That's what they tell me they're doing right. And then when I we go through kind of the evaluation process and I guess looking at questionnaires and stuff like that in regards to what they're actually eating, it tells a different story. So when I say self-evaluate your diet, what I want you guys to do is I want you to start journaling 3 days of what you're eating. So this is more than just trying to just harp on or beat you down about you having snacks at night. This is more for you as an awareness technique. So it's important for you to understand over those 3 days and try and look at what certain triggers are that make you maybe have a bad day or have a bad couple of days. So the 3-day kind of food journal will look at journaling everything from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep in regards to your food, drink, supplementation, everything in between. So if you wake up and you have a coffee, you write down you've had a coffee. If you have milk in it, you write milk, everything. What breakfast consists of, lunch, if you go to a meeting, you have another coffee, training, you have a post-workout shake, everything. For the main meals, it's best for you guys to take a picture of them so you can look at certain things like portion sizes as well. So you've done the 3 days. You've probably noticed a few things like some common things are that people have like chocolate at night that they don't even realize, or you may have missed a meal. You realize that one day you've only eaten twice, but the other 2 days you've been pretty regular. So once you have it, I want you to sit down. I want you to go through these particular points, and if you feel like there's a gap there or you don't do one of these points, that's what I want you to focus on. I kind of want you guys to fill the gap, because we find that once these gaps are filled, you're 80-90% of the way there with your diet, and that's really all you have to be. I speak a lot about trying to be consistent and not being perfect, and that's the way for sustainable health. So number one is consistency. So look for, are you consistent over those 3 days? So are you having breakfast? Are you having lunch? Are you having dinner, the main meals? Do you skip meals? How often are you eating? Look for the same trends over the 3 days. Being consistent, not too robotic, but being like fairly consistent and fairly similar day to day will be really good, because the body is not that smart. So consistency pays off like that. Number two is take those photos and look at your portion sizes. So portion sizes of breakfast compared to lunch compared to dinner. What were your portion sizes after training and before training? Ideally, you want to be looking at getting the biggest meals in, or the kind of carb heavy meals after training, or if you've got a good amount of time before training. So earning your carbs is really, really important, especially for people who want to lean out a lot more. Then the next one is vegetables. Main meals need to include vegetables. That's a gap I want you to fill straight away. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner need to include vegetables. That is non-negotiable with all my clients. And then look at other things like trying to cut out processed foods, sugars, anything too fatty that's going to spike the calorie intake up as well. They're the points that I want you guys to focus on. I was trying to leave this video nice and short, so I'll stop there. Try and fill in those gaps, and then if you've got any questions, let me know. Thanks, guys.